Hello everyone, now I'd like to introduce IEMAI Intelligent Technology Co. Ltd. MAGIC-HTPRO equipment. This device has two parts. One part is the lower pedestal part, as the supporting surface of the main equipment. Place our equipment. The upper part is the printer body of the device. In our daily use, it is mainly possible to use our main equipment. After opening the device, we can see that in his shipping space, there is a print head. Our print head is relative to one of the unique advantages of other products is it has double nozzles and double head lifting operation. Double head lifting operation can be convenient in our prevent double head printing. Non-working print head, damaging or crashing our printed items. During the use of the other, we can also a quick replacement of double end to use. For example, we have a high temperature head on the left, install a temperature head on the right. In our daily use, we may use high temperature printing. It is also possible to use low temperature printing. Through a switch of our print head, it can quickly switch the required print head without having to do a removal and replacement of print head. Next words, I will introduce how to carry out one use of our products in a usage process of three-dimensional printing. It is usually divided into four parts. First, it is the leveling of a platform of the product. The second is the handling of consumables. The third is the processing of our slicing software. Data processing. Process our 3D model into a device. Recognize the G-code format. Step 4. This is our normal daily printing process. That's our first process. That is, a leveling of our platform. First we passed. Long press the power on key for 2 to 3 seconds. Turn on our device. After the device is turned on, open the front door of the equipment. Leveling at this time. First of all, we need to introduce our equipment. A form of automatic leveling is used. Automatic leveling sensor. Right below our print head, we can see that there are red and such a device with blue light. It is an automatic leveling sensor. When we need automatic leveling, first, we need to enter the tool interface, enter the preheating interface, the actual temperature of the hot bed, to a temperature we need to use. Then make a setting for leveling. Take PLA as an example. When we need to print PLA, we need to set the target temperature of the hotbed to 45 degrees Celsius. That is a number on the right. In his number box, the left side indicates his actual temperature. On the right is his target temperature. We need him to generate 45 degrees Celsius. That is the way we use the left and right arrows. Change the size of his right target temperature. The temperature on the left side will slowly stabilize at 45 degrees Celsius. Waiting for heating of hotbed. Here's why. Heat a hotbed first. We think that in the hotbed, at different temperatures, there are slight errors in the height of each position of the platform. First, we need to make the hotbed reach the service conditions, and then go. The height of each point of the platform is sensed through the inductor so as to compensate for a height of our z-axis. This is a principle of automatic leveling operation. After his temperature is stabilized, we click the leveling button. Wait for the equipment to automatically run the detection platform. The device will pass the probe on a square of 7 × 7 of the platform. Look for 49 points in total to sense the height of each point of the platform. Then generate a parallel plane. When our print head is printing, move to various points of the plane. At different points, our equipment will be lifted. The access platform Make the distance between the nozzle and the platform always reach the number we want, resulting spacing. If the hotbed we need to use is 100 degrees centigrade, we need to raise the hotbed to 100 degrees centigrade. Click the leveling button again. We can see it during leveling. Probe. After going back, there is still no small space. This space, it represents the compensation value of our automatic leveling. That means we need give the equipment such a compensation value. Let the equipment platform rise again 1 mm or even 1.5 mm, one height of compensation. In this way, the nozzle and platform can. Finally, a spacing error of only 0.1 is formed. The compensation value is set in our later stage, change during use. After the test, the equipment returns to 0. At this time, our leveling operation has been completed. The next step is the second step, handling of consumables. First, we need to find the printing consumables. Put supplies into our supplies rack. The left side is the consumables of print head 1. The consumables rack is in the consumables rack on the left side of our equipment. Right side, same position. Have a consumable rack of our number 2. He can load number 2 consumables into our print heads. Let's take a consumable of number 1 as an example. First, we take out a row of PLA consumables. When we load and unload consumables, first, we can hook the consumables into the consumables rack. Find the consumable head of the consumable. We need to move the front end of the consumables, a cusp cut into the middle, to facilitate the material to enter the internal pipeline. At the front of the consumables, he may be in a curved shape. We need reverse bending. Keep it in a straight line. At least 10 cm in front, must be vertical. After completing these 2 steps, pay attention to straighten the consumables. Then move the consumables from our break detection location. Plug into our device. Keep feeding consumables up until it cannot be delivered. It means that our consumables have reached the front gear position. Click the Extrude Down button. Allow the gear to bring consumables into the nozzle. Then at this time, we are about to enter the second stage of handling consumables, that is, the preheating of our nozzles and the entry of consumables. Similarly, click the preheating interface. Find our number 1 temperature control interface. We see a nozzle on number 1. It also represents a temperature of number 1. On the left is the actual temperature of head 1. 0 on the right represents the target temperature of head 1. Click the box in the middle. Target temperature becomes 194 degrees centigrade. The equipment is slowly heating. We can use the arrow, adjust his target temperature. We set the target temperature at 200 degrees centigrade. Wait until our nozzle temperature reaches. Observe whether the consumables are brought into the nozzle by the extrusion gear. If not observed, we can be on the consumables side, pushing consumables into gear by hand. Brought in by gear, return to the interface. Wait for the temperature to reach at the interface of loading and unloading consumables. The interface for loading and unloading consumables can also be used. Control temperature rise and closing, but the target temperature cannot be controlled. When the temperature reaches the proper temperature, we can click the Extrude Down button. Let the extrusion teeth. The wheel brings consumables into the nozzle and extrudes. Click Stop when you see material extruding from the nozzle. Stop extruding, then go back. perform other operations when we finish using, or we need to replace. When other materials are used, we need to exit the material. The same way, first we need to move the nozzle. Preheat to specified temperature, that is, a printing temperature of our consumables, slightly lower. Corresponding temperature. We can check the description of printed temperature of consumables before exiting. First of all, we need to be on the consumables side of the consumables rack. Use your hand to gently conduct a drag, then continue. Just give the strength of one drag section of consumables. At this time, click the exit button. Wait for consumables to exit the gear position from the nozzle. The hands here quickly pull away the consumables. If we didn't hold the consumables by hand, consumables may be in gear position. It is carried out by the gear in reverse direction. Bring a tick. As a result, we cannot. The consumables can be pulled out smoothly. Complete the process. That is, the whole process of loading and unloading consumables has been completed. When we load and unload the consumables once, we need to take out the consumables. Turn the front end. The melted and deformed parts are sheared, then refeeding. Consumables. During processing, consumables in the panel cannot be staggered. If the consumables in the consumables tray are staggered, there is even an interlude. It is possible to. A tangle of materials appears, resulting in an unsuccessful extrusion. The demonstration here is one usage of print head 1. If we need to use print head 2, we need to switch the heights of head 1 and head 2. Make number 1 go up and number 2 go down. We need to use manual tools to click right. By constantly moving to the right, make the print head move to the maximum limit position on the right until he triggers the maximum limit of x-axis. Then, back to the left. We'll see. Left print head raised, right print head lower. A height switch of the print head is completed. This is how we use single header, an operation for fast manual switching. If we need to use a dual head operation, we can add our random. Add the randomizer, a start code in the complementary SD cards. Copy the start code to our slicing software. Can realize an automatic switching process. Detailed information. You can view one of the instructions. Set operation. You can also ask about after-sales services. We'd better put switch to the left print head. That's us. A process of loading and unloading consumables. That's it. The rest of us will go to step 3. One of the models, data processing. After we finish the data processing of the model, we'll cut out the model. Save baseband code format to SD card. SD card is in the device. It is stored in the toolkit. Put the SD card in the kit. Insert into the SD card slot on the right side of the device. Now we can go to step 4. Print process. Before we go to step 4 to print, when we need to push the print head, when the print head cannot move, it means that we are in the early stage. The movement of the print head has been controlled. The motor is locked. We just need to click the emergency stop button. You can unlock our print head before printing starts. We need to apply glue to the platform, because our materials can't directly print a carbon fiber platform. Adhesion. Before you use it, find it in the toolkit. Glue stick tool. Glue stick tool. Evenly smear on the printing position of the printing platform. The recommended application method is apply a layer vertically and evenly. Apply a layer horizontally and evenly. Detailed operation steps. You can view the penultimate page of the manual. after applying glue. Let's start again. Preheating of platform and nozzle. You can also start printing directly. What is to be explained here is the temperature of the platform shall not be lower than 60 degrees centigrade when applying glue. Otherwise, the glue will soften too quickly, resulting in late coating. The effect of too thick coating. The adhesion effect is not better than that of the thin coating. It will lead to failure to adhere. Therefore, the platform should be guaranteed. It can be applied only when the temperature is below 60 degrees centigrade. This is about a time when we are doing automatic leveling. When we need to raise the level above 60 degrees centigrade, we suggest applying glue in advance. We heat to platform. The platform is heated to the specified temperature for leveling. After leveling, we insert the sliced code into the device, then click Print. First, we need to enter the print interface. Find the printed file. Click File OK. Confirm print. Click the Print button in the middle. After confirming printing, and start printing automatically after the temperature reaches. First, we'll wait for the hotbed target temperature reached. After the hotbed reaches the target temperature, the equipment will heat the nozzle at a temperature. When the temperature of the nozzle also reaches, the device will start to run automatically after returning to zero. When the equipment is running, we need to observe the nozzle, whether the printing effect with the first layer of the platform is quite ideal. If the distance between the nozzle and the platform not ideal, then we need to change the automatic leveling compensation parameters. Let the nozzle follow the platform. The spacing between them should reach the proper distance. A suggestion for changing the compensation parameters of automatic leveling. We can check in the equipment manual, a related note on automatic leveling. When the device starts printing, we need to. Generally speaking, good printing effect is when we extrude lines. Initial line and line of the second circle, even the line of the third circle, to achieve a perfect integration. To achieve a perfect integration, no separation between lines. No overlap. During equipment operation, we can pause one setting for changing materials. If we need to click Yes, then enter the interface of loading and unloading consumables, replacement, loading and unloading of materials. After material replacement, click the Start button after returning. Start our printing. We can stop printing in the middle. On his right, it is the second change of parameters. It is the second change of parameters. For example, a change in our printing speed. The percentage of speed can be controlled by percentage control. The current hotbed temperature can also be changed. Print head temperature and print head cooling fan and a basic extrusion flow we print. If we think too little extrusion can be changed for extrusion percentage. Finally, a setting for shutdown after printing. Then when we have checked, the device can automatically shut down after printing. The above is one of our printing processes. Operation process. During the use of our entire equipment. One difference between equipment with high temperature and low temperature. One high temperature head and one low temperature head. Status differentiation. We can check the penultimate page of the instruction manual to distinguish between high temperature head and low temperature head when printing with materials above 300 degrees centigrade. High temperature head is generally used materials below 300 degrees centigrade. Low temperature head is usually used for printing. Special attention should be paid here. Use different print heads to print different materials. With our equipment, because it is a high temperature equipment, in the process of high temperature use, in addition to the high temperature print head we also need to use a setting of ambient temperature. That is to say, in our equipment, the whole molding temperature chamber, we can here one control of temperature controller. Let our internal environment reach a high temperature. This prevents many PCBs PEKK. Warpage reaction in a printing process of such materials. One way to set it is, you can view a setting description below it. A setting mode of tent temperature control. Yes, long press CH1 first. Then after CH1 is pressed for a long time, the transposition button. Then set our target temperature. Long press the setting key. That's it. One setting. If during the setup process, short press of our setting key during setting, just keep pressing. Back to our settings button. After setting, we can see detailed description is given below. Number 1 on the left is the displayed window. Is an actual temperature of the left tank. Right. Display window now R. Set the temperature for the left tank. That is, this is the actual temperature and this is the set temperature. The same principle. This is the actual temperature on the right side. This is the target temperature on the right. The specific setting method. You can also refer to a setting below. When we don't need temperature, we just need to set the target temperature to 0. Then long press the setting to confirm. The above is a basic description of our product. So detailed. The instructions can be viewed for the use contents and consult our after-sales staff.